Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. This is week 3 container video update of the 2025 season. We are exclusively growing our garden in containers. Earlier this year, if you haven't seen any of the other videos, we had a setback. We grew from seeds, so we had seedlings, and there were a lot of heat waves here in Nova Scotia this year, and during one of them, the temperature in our greenhouse got over 40 degrees Celsius, and we got heat stroke on all of our seedlings, and we lost 60 to 80% of them. In the aftermath of that, pretty much all of the labeling, I don't really know how it happened, but everything that was labeled is no longer labeled. So although we know that we have tomato plants and pepper plants and vining plants like cucumbers, squash, and zucchini, we didn't really know what varieties that we planted survived. So we have been babying what did remain. I did end up buying one jalapeno pepper, one zucchini, and just last week I rescued one lonely little eggplant. And we have been kind of babying and coaxing everything back to life since that happened. And we have been quite successful. We're very pleased. So check out what I have to show you this week. We've made some discoveries. We had some plants that started growing from pots that had no seedlings in them. So we don't know where the seeds came from. We don't know if they were gifts from birds. We don't know if we had originally planted seedlings in there and they died and then something started growing again. We don't know. We don't know, but we didn't know what they were. So we're starting to discover what some of these are. Check it out. The eggplant looks exactly the same. No big change yet. However, this is the arugula that I planted 3 days ago. It's already starting to come up, so I feel very positive. Definitely, we're going to get a harvest out of that, for sure. This is that massive plant that we didn't plant, that had the big flower on it last week, that I hand fertilized, and I just want to show, look at that. It's definitely a zucchini. I am hoping that this guy is going to be very, very prolific because there's 2 big flowers. You can see in here tons and tons. There, more will come. So I have hope. This is super exciting. Now this is where things get a little exciting again. So these are side by side. They were about the same size until just a couple days ago. So we thought these were both zucchinis, but I noticed yellow, and see all those down in there? Yellow. So I believe this is yellow straight neck squash. So that's very exciting to me. The ladder planter. So not that I was expecting anything. This is where I replanted the straight neck squash. This is what we think is a zucchini. And this is the one that was an unknown. It was the hitchhiker that we didn't know. But if you can see now, as of today, it has a sucker. So we know this one is a cucumber. So now for sure we have 2 cucumber plants. This is the bought zucchini. I moved the tag to this side. It's not looking good. I cut all of the other leaves off, so hopefully we can revive that. You know, I wasn't expecting anything here, and there's nothing up here. Oh, lots of ants on my cucumber plant. And these cucumber seeds that I had were for English cucumbers. Nothing there. My broccoli rab has germinated, so that is beginning. At least 2 of the pickling cucumbers have germinated, so that's great. And this is the purchased jalapeno pepper. I'm going to have to harvest that soon. And this is the hitchhiker in this plant, but it's not mature enough yet for us to know what it is. Here is a tutorial on how to tell the difference between a male and a female flower. So of course, if you already know, you know. But for the people who don't know, who are contemplating having container gardening, this might be helpful information to you. So, of course, the male flower, that you will never get any vegetables there. This one is male. See how there is a single stamen sticking out there? I'm actually going to pick this flower. So this one, and see how the stem right there, you can see where I picked it from, it just looks like a flower stem. So let's walk down the plants here. We've got another flower right here hidden. And you see what this one looks like? How it's a grouping or a cluster of several together. So just to give this a helping hand. Oh, and one other tip. See how behind the flower there is a small squash. So looking at the flowers, since these ones are yellow, it's easy. I can see where a bunch of female flowers are going to be, but I want to make sure that this one gets pollinated appropriately. Nature does this, but sometimes nature fails. So I'm simply going to take this. Woo, this one just opened today. One-handed, guys, one-handed. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to rub it all around inside that one. I'll do a better job after, but this will help to ensure pollination. So it will ensure that those vegetables pollinate and grow. Here's another example. So you see here, this flower hasn't opened yet. It will, but you see how it's attached to a baby zucchini? And then you see how this flower here, it's just on a regular flower stem. So this one will be a female flower. This one back here, that's also a baby zucchini. That will be on or have a female flower as well. And then this plant, this one is going to be a male flower. It's just on a stem. And down here, that will be a female flower. And over here also, this will be a female flower. So these are some ways for you to tell if you are looking inside the flower and you're still not certain. Here's another example on my massive zucchini plant. This was a hitchhiker. So here, this is a male flower, and you see that it is just on a single stem. So I'm going to pick this one. Ouch. Perhaps. Oh my goodness. There we go. And then this one, see how that is multiple together, and down here it's not on a single stem, it's on the beginning of a actual zucchini. So again, gosh, let's take the inside here. There's prickles on the outside of this. It's prickling me. And we will rub it all over the inside there in the hopes that this will aid in pollination. Looking down, so I'm over the deck railing looking down to my ladder planter. One of the cucumbers that I planted in like the barren spot is coming up. The base of my arch is stabilized in these bags with soil in them. We had decided to attempt to plant beans in them, a quick turnaround bean. So these are the green ones. You can see lots over here coming up. We got a big bumble in my tomatoes. That's perfect. We love bumblebees. We love all bees, but we really love bumblebees. The whole area is looking great. Lots and lots, like look how many flowers are going to come here on this pepper plant that we don't know what kind, but it doesn't matter. Actually, everything has lots of flowers. More flowers here. And these are where we planted the yellow beans. We have yellow beans coming up in both containers. This was empty, bottom rung of the ladder planter. This is where I planted the 4 remaining yellow straight neck squash seeds that I had. And we got one coming up. The handsome one has tied up this surprise cucumber. So we've got 2 of the cucumbers like tied up to the deck railing, so they'll vine up. It's great. And we still don't know what kind of a plant this one's going to be. It hasn't. This is the tag from, oh yes, from the purchased zucchini that I'd moved over right here. Dead. Couldn't survive. I was hoping to take a picture of the dead plant, but the handsome one did get rid of it. This one, we still don't know. We still don't have a clue yet of whether these are going to be zucchinis or yellowneck squash. We moved some of the plants around. So this was a custom shelf that the handsome one built last year over some very rocky and unusable area, which turned it from unusable to very usable as we can set our plants on top of it. And this area gets great sunlight. We are very, very limited in the usable space that we have, but also the space that gets great sunlight. So really maximize this area for us. Previously, we just had the 4 squash, and I moved some of the tomatoes back here. We think these ones are cherry. We think this is an heirloom tomato. We don't know. Oh, there's another bumblebee. Here's another bumblebee. We think I think this one is cherry as well. Like, look how teeny tiny those little ones are in there. But this area is doing really well. And we know, so we're getting squash here and zucchini and zucchini. So we know this plant is zucchini. This one as well. You can see on the base here, zucchini. This one doesn't show anything yet, so we still don't know what this one is. And this one here, a zucchini. So of these 4, we know 3 of them for sure zucchini. Which kind, we don't know. And 1 of them unknown as of yet. But it made us really think, what other spaces do we have that we can maximize better for us? So this is the side of the house, and this is where I have my ornamental flowers. And this area gets amazingly good sun, but it's an ornamental garden. So we've been really talking it over, and we were thinking perhaps next year, obviously, that we could pull out all of the perennials. And I don't mean pull them out and get rid of them. I mean initially pull them out. That we could bring the garden space out further. That in the back, we could place raised beds on tall legs. So that means we wouldn't pull out my dappled willow, but from the left of the dappled willow over to here, we could put raised beds, and then we could replant the ornamental flowers in front. Same here, we could pull out the sedum, we could pull out this butterfly plant, and of course the butterfly plant is too tall for us to have raised beds in behind it, so we'd have to relocate it. But all of the rest of the stuff very easily could be pulled out with utilizing the space twice. The back space, raised beds with vegetables, and I mean there's all kinds of space when you look up here that if I wanted to put trellises, like say we wanted vining things, and then, so I'm just using these because it's easy to see. For example, if we removed the perennials here, brought the bed out, had a raised on tall legs in the back, we wouldn't have to bring this out too far. Say like here, so maybe bring the bed out another 6 inches. The perennials would, of course, fill in the space in front of and slightly underneath the raised beds, making it still very ornamental, but also very useful. We try really hard. It is a very, very small property, and it is very small inside. And we are very limited because we are surrounded by trees, which cast a lot of shade. So the areas that do get sun, you know, we're trying to be very thoughtful about how we organize everything. Inside, outside, what's going to be the best benefit to us. And this idea kind of started with, how can we maximize the steps with beauty, so aesthetically pleasing, but also beneficial? And that's where the wall of peas idea was born, which of course the wall of peas is doing. Swiss chard's doing amazing. The kale's doing amazing. Certainly did not hurt it, not one bit. Like all kinds of new growth coming. But just think, like I only started this wall of peas July. It's only been a month, maybe 5 weeks. But just think if I would have started this at a more reasonable, sensible time, how full and lush this would be right now, kind of serving the 2 points. Aesthetics, benefits. I know I took a picture, a quick video, very, very early in the week in regards to the arugula. Like it is really coming along. We haven't really seen much change in the eggplant that I'm attempting to save. However, let me see if I can get it behind here. Okay, down here, that is a new growth leaf. And even though I see things in here, there's been no change. So I do have hope that this will recover and that we'll get some eggplants. I think we're doing great, guys. I don't know if anyone remembers, but for Mother's Day, I got some goji berry bushes with the drought. I mean, I am watering them. We had one there and one here, and they are not looking good. Not at all. The only hope is that the roots, see, like, look, these are dead, but that the roots survive perhaps in next year. Things will be different, but I don't know about this. Like, this whole branch looks that looks dead, totally dead. I don't even know what to do with these. I have hope. I actually have been fertilizing these as well in the hopes that the roots survive. The handsome one has 3 blueberry bushes, 3 different kinds of blueberry bushes, 3 in a row. So we have this one here looking good. This one here, oh geez, it's just not looking so great. And this one over here was looking okay, but recently started looking not okay. The asparagus that we planted last year, most of it's still alive, most of it. So hopeful for next year. This is the perennial oregano. Planted 2 patches of it. So here and there. That's looking horrible and hideous. Just the drought's been really hard. Very difficult. Graybeard wants to know what I'm doing out here. Hey, buddy. Hi. You a good boy? It's my little garden helper. And there's the other guy. They're always thinking, where's my mom and what is she doing? Here he comes. Hey, buddy. Hi. You're a good boy, Chewy. Planter's still hanging on. Hosta looks good in there. I'm glad I made that decision. So let me know what you think of my plans for next year. I'm very curious.